Guys, welcome back. It's the finale. Not gonna lie, Ashley's awesome, but thank God the season is finally over.
It's not nice.
I'm sorry. All I gotta say is I'm really pumped. We got everybody here tonight. The Godfather is here, for God's sakes. Everybody, round of applause. Jason Mesnick's in the house. Thanks for joining us, my friend. We got Dave. We got Dave Good. We got Craig R. We got my beautiful wife Ann is here tonight.
I can't hear Jesse.
Oh yeah, Junior will be back. He just likes to put hearts on his screen. Natalie Getz, Ashley Spivey, Marissa May, Trista Sutter's going to join us a little bit later. Of course, the Godfather, Kipton, Wes, Kovacs, and I don't think I missed anyone. If I can't see you and you can see me, speak now or forever hold your peace. With that being said, Jason, you got a little bit of a project going on, buddy. Tell us about it. What do you got going on?
You guys all helped me out a little bit, but we are giving away a trip to Fiji. And for everybody who, you guys can all enter too. Hopefully you guys do. It's a trip for two, staying at some of the same places that Ashley stayed. And all you got to do is go to Facebook/DownUnderAnswers. Facebook/DownUnderAnswers and answer some of the questions of the videos. And you can win a trip to Fiji. So everybody enter. It should be a blast. And then there's a separate trip that Molly and I are going on. And you can sign up to go on that too. But I've never been, so it should be a blast. Yeah.
Sick. And then, of course, if you can't find it, just go to Jason's Facebook page, I'm assuming, or your Twitter page. I'm assuming you have stuff on there as well.
Yep.
Awesome. Announcement for us, guys. There will be a Bachelor Pad Beatdown. We are going to do them all starting next week. So everybody who's asking that question, I hope that answers it. Junior, you got some stuff going on. What do you got popping, buddy?
Yeah, two things, actually. Number one is my lovely girlfriend and I are opening a clothing boutique / wine bar in La Jolla, California. So it's right outside, right next to San Diego. So grand opening is August 20th. They're doing construction to the new location right now. It's gorgeous. You can see the ocean. It's going to be awesome. Number two is it's my good friend David Good's birthday this month, and there may be a party in Las Vegas, so stay tuned for that, the 27th.
Love it. Happy birthday to Dave early.
Yeah, time to start celebrating.
Dave's turning 21.
I can hear everybody.
Kip, are you good? You can't hear me, but you can hear everybody else. Is that what's going on, I'm assuming? Yeah, he can't hear a word I'm saying. All right, I'll text him.
I have an announcement to make.
Yeah, hit it.
My birthday's September 28th. Thunder Stealer right here.
Woo! I thought you were going to make an announcement about your hat.
Fair enough.
Yeah, today is not a good, I didn't really want to try to look cute today. I have an event tonight. I don't have to look cute twice.
I understand that.
Hey, Sinsack, I can hear everybody but you, and instead of you, I hear a baseball game being narrated.
I can hear that too.
Yeah, I can hear the baseball game.
Yeah, who's watching the baseball game?
Yeah, whoever's watching the baseball game right now, mute your audio. Dave's like, is it me?
Is it Craig?
Craig, are you the guilty party?
It's Marissa.
Sorry.
No, yeah, I might be. Hold on, I'll move.
No, you're good. So, Craig, you have a little something going on while we get the tour of your house. What do you got going on, buddy?
Walk with me. All right, hold on. Let me just get seated for this. All right, no, I got an event. I don't know how this is going to compare in comparison to what Natalie just said, because nothing really is very important after her birthday. But there's an event. The Phillies pitcher Cole Hamels and his wife Heidi have a foundation called the Hamels Foundation, and it benefits education in inner city in the United States. And they're also building a school, an elementary school in Malawi, Africa. And a bunch of us are actually getting together next Thursday night, August 11th in Philly. It's going to be a huge event. Unfortunately, tickets are sold out unless you want to sponsor the event. But I really encourage people to go to www.thehamelsfoundation.org. Check out the organization and see if you can get involved in volunteering or helping them out in any way. It's a really great foundation.
Love it. All right, guys. We're going to go on to the Beatdown Countdown this week with Richard Matthey. And after you watch this, you're going to ask if Natalie has seen this. Yes, Natalie has seen this, and
I haven't seen
hilarious.
it. I've heard about it.
Tell the truth.
So
you're going to love it. I hope you're going to love it.
That's why I'm drinking.
Dave, otherwise you're going to love it. Run the clip.
Richard Matthey here with another Beatdown Countdown. This week is fantasy dates, so you know what that means. Baby making. Despite what anyone else is going to tell you. So in honor of that, I decided to see what it would look like if a couple of our famous hookups got together and had a child. Now it is true, some of the Bachelor and Bachelorette cast have kind of intermixed quite a few times, but I picked 3 of our most famous hookups. So,
Natalie was right
in honor of that, here's the Beatdown's top 3 famous hookups and what their kids would look like. Number 3, Kipton and Tenley. These two got together and they make quite the pair. Well, let's see if we merge these two and what their kid would look like if they were to grow up and do the Bachelorette someday. So we'll merge them and... Number 2, Chris and Peyton. These two got together and are actually engaged. So who knows? We could have a baby on the way in a few years. So we're going to take these two, merge them, and...
Freezing up for me, cup.
And number 1, Natalie and, well, you could kind of pick your pick. Hold on.
Okay.
I hope it's Larry.
Ooh, JP.
Larry Manson.
Let's see what that combo looks like. So we'll take Natalie and JP, mix them, and... well, they're all good-looking people, but Fleiss probably won't be looking at their kids to cast any future shows. Back to the Beatdown.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I couldn't even see it.
Jealous.
Love you, Natalie.
Oh man,
I couldn't
Natalie,
see it.
You're such
I might
a good
still hate
sport.
you. I don't know.
I'll YouTube it to you. It's awesome.
I bet it's amazing.
Thanks
It
for
showed a
being
really pretty picture of your face.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
it was great. Kipton, everybody involved, thanks for being a good sport. Matthew has put a lot of time into that this year, and I love the guy. He's absolutely hilarious in my book. Moving on, I'm going to go to Wes.
Too.
I know, right? I'm going to move on to Wes. Is Wes still on here? I can't see Wes, but maybe I can hear Wes.
Can you hear me?
Now I can
You hear me?
I know,
I can hear you.
being my tattooed friend, Wes, that you're going to have something to say about Ashley's sister smashing on JP. So I know what I think about it. I want to know what you think about it.
I think me and Ashley's sister need to get together and have sleeved tattooed babies. So, you know what? The way people are portrayed on TV, like I said a few days ago, you can package anything and sell it. I mean, but when you meet somebody in person, you know, maybe there was something to it. Maybe she just, you know, could see something or sense something about the dude she didn't like. So other than the fact that we're going to get together and have little tattooed, sleeved out babies, you know, she might have good intuition as well. No telling.
Ashley, this is your girl. I'm sure you've talked to Ashley about this a million times. What what was kind of the consensus between the two of them after her sister wasn't having it?
Well, I think the thing is that her sister saw her hurt after the whole Brad thing, and then saw her hurt after the whole Bentley thing, and she just wanted to be really sure that the guy felt the same way about Ashley, and she felt like JP felt the strongest for her and Ashley felt the strongest for him, and she didn't want a messy breakup after that, whereas I think Ben kind of seemed like a safer choice. Like if they didn't work out, it wouldn't necessarily be a big deal because Ashley didn't seem to have as strong as feelings for him.
Fair enough. Craig, what do you think of the tattooed lady?
Well, first of all, I think Richard Matthew needs to get that program back operating and actually see what Wes and her baby would look like. I would have liked to have seen that one. But well, let me tell you this: I won't be taking relationship advice from Ashley's sister anytime soon. I mean, it just her whole rationale and like logic for why she didn't like him made absolutely no sense whatsoever. In one sense, she's saying that he's too old for her, but she saw more of a chemistry with Brad, and Brad's, I think, 4 years older than I mean, and hadn't found love at that point yet. So, I just thought it was ridiculous. She harping on one that she had made in relation to him not making her laugh. I think she's a bad person to take advice from.
Fair enough. Kipton, if you can hear me.
It's funny, I can hear every single one of you except for Jesse Sinsack, the person that I need to know. But I got your text, Jesse. My thoughts on the sister. The thing was, I don't know if anyone noticed this, Ashley's dynamic with the family changed from JP's date to Ben's date. She was, I think she was nervous because her sister raised a flag and freaked her out. So she was like way more alive and energetic and fun and probably more herself with Ben. So I don't know my thoughts. Obviously it was too quick to judge and probably rattled Ashley a little bit. But I don't know. It's with that long of a ride, I'm glad to see it didn't affect her choice in the end.
Fair enough. Natalie, what do you think of the tattooed girl's fashion sense before you start telling me what you think of her?
You're breaking up a little. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you fine. What did you think of the tattooed
I
girl's
love your fashion
choice
sense.
of clothing?
Actually wrote about it on my blog. It's very hard to pull off tattoos without looking trashy or tacky. But with her style and her hair and her personality, she has so much class and poise. But she is one of few people who can pull that off, and I wish I could do the same.
Fair enough.
Thanks
Junior.
a lot, Natalie.
Well, Wes can do it too, obviously.
Junior, what do you think of the tattooed girl? Is she hot or not? What's the deal?
I liked her on one front, and I didn't like her on separate because, first of all, she had some great points when she was speaking to Ashley about, how can you feel so strongly for one guy and then switch it around and tell the whole family, oh, well, I really feel strongly about this guy. So that was a good point, but I didn't like the fact that she was the sister was really kind of creating her own character just to get more minutes on TV. It seemed like she was really trying to make a statement and make sure that the cameras were always on her, and I didn't like that because I don't really like people who do that. She had some good points, but overall I wasn't too impressed by her advice and the way she acted.
Dave, I need you to stir the pot for me, buddy. You think that that was production talking to the tattooed girl, or you think that was really her?
I think it was a little of both, but I think it was really her. I think she saw some of the same stuff I saw. As far as obviously just being on TV, what I saw on TV, I saw Ashley relaxing around Ben, and that's what they showed. And I didn't see it with JP. And maybe that was just to lead up to the end, you know what I mean? So they could lead up and then have JP be the winner and kind of fool us all. But I kind of agreed with her. I thought her delivery was kind of harsh, but when you're in a time crunch like that, I thought one thing she said that made a lot of sense was, you want my approval, you don't want my opinion. And her opinion was, okay, Ben is better for you, that's my opinion. And she didn't like what she heard, so she got upset with her, and that's what she kept saying. You're not wanting my opinion, you're wanting my approval. And the fact is, they were there for a couple of days, they met the guys. It's hard to make a judgment on anybody in that short amount of time. But just from what I've seen on TV and going by what her sister saw, I kind of, if that's the way she felt, I think she had to be kind of, would you just stand back and let her make a bad decision? I mean, she's right. If it wasn't for what happened, she would have been with Bentley. Bentley was her first choice. So, I don't know. I don't know. I had been pegged the whole time. I thought they made a better couple. And obviously what I say means shit, but that's just my opinion from watching TV. But I didn't see it. I still don't see it, and I didn't see it then.
Perfect. I'm going to go to Marissa next, and then I'm going to finish this one with The Godfather. Marissa, do you think that Ashley was out of line by calling her sister a bitch because of what she was saying?
No, I think at the end of the day, her sister, like everyone, a couple of us have said, was making valid points and was coming from a good place. She wanted to really make sure that this guy was right for her, but at the same time, I think her delivery was completely off. If she really wanted Ashley to listen to her and hear what she had to say, she could have delivered it in a much better way. She could have said, while, this guy is, I don't see, or what I'm looking for, I'm not seeing, but I'm going to support you in whatever decision you make. She probably would have gotten a totally different reaction from Ashley. I think, the questions about the age, a lot of people on Twitter were saying, well, she was dating Brad and you were fine with Brad. The family went through this whole process with her just as well as Ashley went through it. They had to see her go through the heartbreak. They had to go through all this, and now they're going through it again. her sister and her family probably learned from the first time around too. They probably didn't ask all of these questions, and they saw what happened to Ashley. So now they're bringing out the firing squad. Yeah, of course, I would want to ask questions and come at this guy a lot harder than they did at Brad. They probably learned a lot from that first time through. So, I think she was coming from a great place. I think just her delivery of it was not the way it needed to be in order to let Ashley really listen to her. I think she came off. She started well, and then it just became harsh, cruel, really quick to judge. But again, I think she was saying great points. It was just the way she was putting it wasn't necessarily going to be in a way that Ashley was going to listen.
Before we go to The Godfather, I almost forgot about the one person that I can't see, which is my wife sitting right next to me. What I want to know what you think just overall of this whole thing this year.
You mean the few episodes?
Yes, the few episodes that you've actually sat down next to me and watched.
I would have to say my only opinion on this show, which is something I've learned from all of you guys, and the small experience that I had, was production has a pretty big hand in everything that goes on in that show. And I can see a producer pulling her aside and saying, just really friendly, hey, how do you really feel about JP? And then her sister saying, well, I have some reservations, and then pulling it out of her like, well, if you feel that way, you need to say something. She's going to marry this guy, and then putting it on camera and taking advantage of her because she, obviously is kind of caught up in that situation. So I think as much as people see on TV, I think production has a huge hand in that. And I think her sister kind of got taken advantage of in that way.
Fair enough. Jason, man, you've seen it all. You've gone through all the crap. You've been the guy that was picked on. You've been the guy on one knee. You've been everything. What are your thoughts?
Gay dude, the weird dude.
I know you probably haven't had a chance, with Ty and T-Ball and stuff to sit down and watch the entire season, but just from what you've seen, man, what are your thoughts?
I think I'll probably just recap everything. I completely agree on the delivery. I think this is something I talked to Ty about. Who's laughing out there? Who's that? Natalie?
Sorry, my roommate's creeping on me, so go ahead.
But I completely agree with the delivery. It's something I talk to Ty about all the time. When a 6-year-old kind of breaks out and he's like losing it, I tell him all the time, I'm like, listen, you can feel however you want, but you got to say it a little bit more politely. And I think it's the same thing, with her. She had the greatest points. She was feeling however she wanted to, and rightfully so. But the problem was the delivery. And to kind of go back to what Ann was saying, I think you're right. I feel like I've seen a lot of different angles on this. And I was there last week filming some of the Men Tell All. And with my stamp on it, I still don't trust any of those producers.
I'm glad you said that. Speaking of that, is Trista on here? I can't see Trista, but I think she's on here.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Nice. Yes, we can hear you. What are your thoughts on this whole shenanigans of Ashley's sister and her kind of coming out of the blue, yada yada yada?
I know a lot of us follow each other, and I don't know if you guys mute me probably on Bachelor nights because I kind of go crazy. But last night was no exception. I kind of went nuts, and a lot of it had to do with her sister. And I think most of it stemmed from the fact that being in Ashley's place and knowing the stress that's involved and really how you are trying to trust yourself, but you just don't know, especially with what happened to me after the first Bachelor. Alex had told me something like the day before, and it changed, and I was like, can I actually believe my own intuition? So I really didn't trust myself, and I was looking to my family to be able to kind of guide me and let me know who they saw as an outsider I looked most happy with. And I think that, so that's where I was coming from. And I think that the fact that they have talked about how close they are and they have this great relationship, and then all of a sudden she comes out of nowhere and is really being kind of rude to JP for what seemed like no reason. Obviously, there's a lot more that happens that we don't see. Who knows if production got involved? I'm not sure or not, but I feel like she already had her mind made up and really didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. I do have to say that after all of my tweets that I said, I think, lots of different things, but, you know, she said she was rational. I'm like, love is not a rational thing. I think that Ashley just needed to go with what she needed to go with and just needed kind of support and guidance and not, you don't need to be with this guy. But all that said, she actually wrote me. She started following me, and she, I think, saw all of my tweets, and wrote me and said, ask me any question that you want. And so I started following her, and I direct messaged her, and we talked, and I said, you know, I know that your heart was in the right place. I just think that, you know, maybe if it was done a little differently, it would have been taken better. I mean, when she's making her sister cry, that's probably not a good thing. So I really respect her now for what she said on the Men Tell All, or after the final rose, sorry, in that she said, you know, I'm wrong. I was wrong. Shame on me, you know, and she's super supportive of their relationship after seeing them together. So I respect what she was doing. I think that, you know, she probably could have gone about it in a different way, but I know that her heart was in the right place.
Fair enough. All right, guys, because I'm going to have to, obviously there's like 11 or 12 of you right now. I'm going to go back through everybody with this next topic. I want to do like 15 seconds per person. We're going to smash through these topics because we got like 4 hours of show to smash through in under an hour. With that being said, I'm going to go to Mesnick on this one. Ben proposing and her shooting him down. I want to know your personal thoughts on this.
Oh, because I've been there, you mean?
Oh, come on. No. You've been through it, man. You've been through it.
I've been stuck on one knee. Hey,
I got everything I needed out of that situation.
Hey, gosh. Being down, I think it's just shocking. I mean, because I know from that perspective, and I'll go back to kind of a production standpoint, I know very well that the producers are talking in my ear saying, you're the guy, you're the guy, you're the guy. And in that stance, back when we did it, they were in your ear saying you're not the guy. So they get the opposite reaction, right? So I went into it, and Ben went into it, completely expecting like, hey, we're the guy. Like the producers are telling us we're gonna have beautiful babies, you know, all the chatter. I mean, this is the stuff they say. So you go into it fully expecting it, and when it doesn't happen, I mean, I was there. So him reacting very angry, I could get that, but I think that's you personally. For me, I was just like, holy crap. Like, I mean, like all this for nothing. Was I feeling the right way towards this person? Was I reading it incorrectly? But I feel like I had that opposite reaction that Ben did, because Ben was very upset, and I remember hugging Deanna like at the car and just going, okay, something went wrong, and like, let's just go. For me, it was move on and go see my son. But I could understand why he would react that way. But honestly, I didn't quite get the furious anger, because it was all part of what we went through.
No doubt. I'm not going to lie. I love seeing him kind of dish a little bit back after everything that we, you know, they basically tell us to jump, and we're supposed to say how high, even though most of us don't. I love seeing him kind of throw it back, like, hey, that's not what I want to hear. I don't want to hear sugar-coated. Yeah. And then at that tell-all, hey, nice ring. I thought that was hilarious. You know, for me, I love the sarcasm on his behalf. And honestly, I think that guy might make a funny next Bachelor, and I'm sure they're talking to him about it. You know,
and I don't blame it on him. Sorry, and I don't blame it on him, her at all that he was down there. You know, we all know that. Like, people would be like, she's horrible. She's yeah. So that's nobody be too upset.
That's the show, though. That's the show. That's why we sign up for it. That's why we do it. You know, that's a chance that could happen.
That's what pays. That's what pays for Fleiss's Rovers, dude. Come on now.
That was the best part of the whole season, I think, besides Bentley.
Yeah, totally.
She could have stopped him, though. I mean, she.
That's what I.
She tried. She tried. You guys remember? He's like, no, let me say this. Let me say this.
Hold on. She could stop him, but she also is told most likely he's going to be a great Bachelor. We need to have some emotion out of him, so let him be it so he can be a good Bachelor.
No doubt. I agree with that. But remember, Allie went and stopped Chris from even, you know, she didn't want to have a second person there. Going back season before that, Jillian, like, her and I talked about stuff the night before, and she knew there was a promise coming out of proposal. We talked through this heavily, and production told her, let him go through it all. And she didn't. She stopped it because we were, talked that honestly about it. So I respected her for that. Ashley could have, but I mean, production clearly was in her ear saying, let this go through.
Yeah.
Wes, I want to get your feelings, buddy. Would you donkey punch somebody in the baby maker if they let you propose? Did we lose Wes? I think we lost Wes.
Yeah,
Man, I was looking forward. Wes, would you donkey punch them if they let you propose and then turned you down, right in the baby maker?
He doesn't want to comment.
Yeah, either can't hear me or doesn't have a comment. Craig, I want to get your.
When I donkey punch somebody.
Yeah, man. All right, everything good?
Hey,
Jesse,
number one,
that's not the term.
my ass wouldn't have got down on one knee.
That doesn't make sense.
But yeah, number one, you wouldn't have caught my ass getting down and proposing. I mean, I remember when I was in Spain and I got eliminated, I had a meeting with Martin before the rose ceremony, and he was like, all right, dude, look, she really likes you. I mean, if you're the last guy standing, will you propose to her? I said, absolutely not. He said, okay, well, you might have to go home. Here's the deal.
He's like, then you have a girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. I went on the show. My little sister signed me up. I knew what I was going for, but there would be no way I would ever propose to somebody when I knew somebody else was putting a wiener to her. It was not going to happen. I'm an old school guy. But back to the point, what I was saying, Ben, you know what, he got down on one knee. He did what he thought he needed to do. Me personally, I think he did it because I think he wants to be the next Bachelor. I think it's a cheese dick move. Don't do that kind of thing. I mean, it's not normal, okay? That is not a normal thing. But the fact that she let him get down, I kind of agree with you. I think it's the whole nature of the show is deception. Let's deceive this person until we get him to the very end, and then she's standing there looking at him like he's about to check her prostate if she had one. But the night before, she loved the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? Next.
Oh man! All right. Moving on, Marissa. What do you think? 15 seconds. We got to shorten these up. 15 seconds. What do you think of Ben getting down on one knee? Do you blame your girl Ashley? Or you blame production?
I went two ways. Watching it, and in the heat of it, I was like screaming, "How are you letting him do this? Get him up off of his knee!" Yes, she tried to stop him, and he said, "No, let me say it." But that was not the end all be all. She could have stopped him. Going back and looking at it, I mean, yeah, I think you can see production having their hand in it. And when I went back and watched it, was he not looking at her the entire time he was doing this? Did you not see the look on her face?
Yeah,
her face
totally.
was like not someone that you would want to be proposing to. She was in shock. She was like, "Don't do this. Look at me. If you know me, you see this is not a happy face. Like, don't do it." So I was totally confused because it's like either he knew it and he just wanted to go through with it just to, have it go through the process, even though he knew he was going to get that no. But yeah, I went through both emotions. I was like screaming at her, but then at the same time when I went back and watched it, I mean, I think he had to have known that he was getting a no, and I think that, yeah, production had a hand too.
The one thing that I noticed in her ITM that really gave away that she didn't want to do anything with that was after she said no, in her ITM, she was in tears saying, I hate this, which told me those were her true, sincere feelings that she really didn't want to do that. Trista, did you ever have, I didn't see your season, I apologize, did you have an experience like that where you had to kind of do that sort of thing to a guy?
Who did watch my season here? Anyone? Really? I'm like, it was so long ago.
No comment.
Yeah. Dang, believe me, I know.
I was 13.
Dave jackass. Oh God. So anyway,
15 seconds.
Okay, no, nothing happened like that to me. I actually said in my tweets last night, I got there and I told production, I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and then they can do what they're going to do. So I don't know what has happened since, I don't know what Ashley's gig was with the producers. I'm sure they were like, you're going to do this. But I said, I'm going to say what I want to say. So Charlie knew where I stood. He wasn't going to get down on a knee after he knew I was going to pick him. And then Ryan knew, and he could ask me if he wanted to. So anyway, that's my spiel.
Natalie, 15 seconds. What do you think of Ben getting down on one knee?
I don't think Ashley did anything wrong because she's a puppet right now with producers. I mean, take it from me on The Godfather season. The whole entire time I had producers in my ear. Oh, don't even worry about it. It's in the bag. He's gonna give you the rose. He told us like sit back, relax. Well, and the whole time I was like, I'm being set up. I don't like jewelry. I don't like Vegas. I don't like any of this crap, you know. And then I have a quick fuse, and the second that I realized I was being set up, I blew wad in a limo. Really quick, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I mean, I feel that for us producers, they're very good at their jobs and they know how to
Go back.
your head.
Go back. Like,
I'm gonna go ahead and jump to
I don't know
Kovacs
why
on
you
this
do
one, just for comic relief here. Junior, what are your thoughts? 15 seconds.
As the guys who know me from a couple of the shows that we did, Dave, Kid, Jay West, watching that when he was getting down on one knee, I was saying to myself, this is my nightmare. That whole scenario was so bullshitty. I was really uncomfortable with it. I felt bad for the guy. I know producers are in everyone's ear. I was there. As you know, coming from someone myself, I've proposed several times to women before. And, it was gut wrenching watching that thing. So there's my 15 seconds.
Honey, what did you think about the proposal?
I thought it was just beautiful. I would have turned him down too. He was all sweaty and gross.
This is my nightmare.
But I like in the mental. They like straightened his hair. He curled it.
Oh, they got the flat iron after that shit.
Yeah,
He was all...
that's right. That's right.
You know what? You know what the worst part of the whole thing was? Is when he was going away in the boat, in the plane with JP flew over.
I
I was like, oh man, this guy just got shut down. Shit, I just jump out of the boat. I guess.
Dave, what do you think of that whole proposal, buddy?
Man, I felt bad for her. I think he really liked her, sincerely liked her, and I felt terrible for him. She tried at the beginning, and she was in a bad spot. That's what we're there for. I don't blame her, and you know that he's got to get a room. Seriously.
Everybody say bye to Ann.
Bye, Ann. Hate to see you go. Love to watch you leave. But yeah, I felt bad for him. Sincerely felt bad for him.
There's no shame in it, by the way. I got to say that for Ben. I mean, everyone should know that this is the process. That's the expectation. There's no shame in that. I think that he's a good dude, and everyone realizes that.
Sucks to be you, nerd. I'm totally kidding. I just said I felt bad for him.
Craig, what are your thoughts, buddy? My lawyer from Philly, is he the plaintiff or the defendant? What do you think?
Well, I don't like using analogies after work hours like that, but you know, I think honestly, Wes just talked about quote unquote putting the wiener to her. I think his wiener is going to be just fine after last night for a long time. But you know, I mean, honestly, somebody said something to me before I left for the show, and the last thing that I heard from someone who had been on it and had been there was she said, "Don't trust the producers. They are not your friends. They are going to pretend to be your friends." And I always remembered that while I was there. And I remember Frank on my season was telling me the entire time, I want to leave. I have feelings for my ex-girlfriend at home. I want to get out of here. He kept telling the producers, I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. And I told him, you know what they're going to do? They're going to make you hold out to the last second to tell Allie that you're still in love with your ex-girlfriend. And they're going to be the asshole that ever was on TV. And that's exactly, not the biggest asshole, but they made him look like an asshole. And I mean, and I you know, some people see it, some people don't. I think no matter what they told her, she could have stopped him from getting down on that knee. I know it's hard to go against what they say, but it is possible. It's not impossible to go against what they tell you to do.
No, I agree with that to an extent, but they do, like, their way, they do make you believe that he wants to be the Bachelor, right? That's what they're going to make you believe. And the audience needs to see him be a little bit emotional. I'm not saying right or wrong, but they will get in your head in such a way that you believe that.
They tried to get me to cry about my sister. On my exit, they wanted me to talk about my sister because in one night when I was drunk, I was talking to Lana, I got all emotional about something that happened with my sister a long time ago. And they started talking about on my exit. They're like, so what do you think about that? I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? They're like, let's just talk about it. I'm like, no, I'm not talking about it. They were trying to get me to look like I was crying when I left. No shit.
The one thing I remember is when, after our season, Jay, we were obviously talking on the phone, and I kept telling Jason, I'm like, dude, you're going to be the next Bachelor. And he's like, you know, why do you say that? Why do you say that? And, you know, they're playing games with your head, telling you, oh, we don't know who the next Bachelor is going to be. I already knew before you knew, and they're just playing head games, man. That's what they do. That's what they get paid to do. They're like full-on head doctors or something. It's insanity. All right, I'm going to go to Ashley. She's going to be my last stop on this one. I know that you've talked to Ashley about this. What are Ashley's feelings about what she had to do to Ben? 15 seconds.
She wanted to let him go earlier than that.
Oh,
She didn't want that, and I think, after 2 seasons of The Bachelorette where The Bachelorette kind of let the other person go sooner, they couldn't do that again. People tune in for the proposal.
Yep.
So I don't know exactly what was said. I really can't even say as much as I said because I'm still under contract too.
Fair enough.
But she wanted to let him go
Doesn't mean
sooner, and I hope everyone doesn't hate her for it because
No.
she's not
It
that
wasn't
type
her
of person.
fault.
No, not
It
at
wasn't
all.
her fault.
Anybody who's watching the beatdown right now, it's production. It's all in the editing room, the magic wheel. That's how it rolls. In any event, did everybody just freeze?
no.
Did I get kicked off?
Good.
Am I still here? Is everybody still here?
Yeah.
Am I still
Wow,
here?
everything just
Got kicked
froze
off,
for
so
like
get
8
ready.
seconds. So, all right, I'm gonna go to the question that everybody's asking: will JP and Ashley last? My personal feelings are this: if they stay out of LA and they don't make their relationship a job, and I think Jason will vouch for this. Once you get done with the show, they want you to go and do interviews and go to events and, yay, look at us, we're the big couple, yada, yada, yada. If they can stay away from that, stay in New York, hide out in their apartment, and just get to know one another. Trista, you know how that game works. You live in the mountains of Colorado. That's how things work, is when you kind of stay away from it. So 10 seconds or less. We're going to start off with the two big dogs here. Trista, what do you think? You think they can make it last?
I think they can. I'm the hopeless romantic, so I always think they can. But I think that they are really on the right path in that she's moving in with him. That was a huge thing for me. And I know it was completely a different situation for Jason and Molly, and they had to live apart for a while. They made it work, and obviously it can. But I think with all of the stresses, like the media and the production still on their butts, I think that being in the same location helps tremendously. Just to be able to come home to that person every night and feel stability, I think is huge. So I think they're on the right road.
Jason, if you could give them a couple of tips, 15 seconds, what would they be?
No, I think you're right on. I think you got to stay out of LA. I mean, I know they're in New York, but stay away. I mean, all that stuff can gobble you up. There's a lot of cool opportunities, but stay away. And then secondly, as far as this whole show and just in general, I mean, it's like dating, how many couples have worked out? 2 or 3 out of 25 or whatever. It's like, that's how many people you date in your normal life before you probably get married. So is it going to work? I mean, I hope so, but it's just, you never know, like any other relationship.
No doubt about it. I mean, I'd love to see nothing more than to have them at our reunions that we throw here. Dave Good, what are your thoughts, buddy?
I didn't see it the whole season. I still don't see it now. I would much rather me be wrong and then be happy. I would like to say that, but I'm going to stick with what I said and said that I'll see him in TMZ and People Magazine in 6 months.
Kip, what are your thoughts, buddy?
I agree with Jason and Trista. I mean, Allie and Roberta live 15 minutes away here in San Diego for that very reason. They want to stay out of LA. I even know with Kelly and I's relationship, just trying to have fun but stay out of the scrutiny of the media and the public eye a lot of times is the best thing you can do. So I agree with them 100%. Take it from those who know. I think that if they hang tight in New York and have a little bit of fun but make it about them, not about the Bachelor, then they'll be better off.
No doubt. Wes, what do you think? ABC sticking it to them, or are they going to last? Is this delayed again? He's got to put his pipe down before he talks. Wes, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got kicked off. Listen, I would love to believe in the Tooth Fairy. I would love to believe Santa Claus and strippers with a heart of gold, but I don't.
I know one.
So, all right, moving on. Natalie, Good God.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? You think they're gonna make it, or you think they're
Wait. Let me finish.
Yeah,
I just got logged off.
Oh, you weren't finished.
Okay,
Sorry.
here's the
Jesus
deal.
Christ.
Tooth fairy and everything like that. Listen, I think that a crackhead and a nun got a better chance of sticking it out.
Oh, come on.
Making this shit happen. I'm just saying. I mean, like
That's
Jason
harsh.
said, there's been like 4 people out of like 500 contestants that have made it, right, off this show.
But with
But
that
what?
being said,
I mean,
but,
with that
okay,
being
Jason
that's
said it
fine.
earlier.
I love you.
You have, it's kind of like you have all these people that are compatible to you, and that might be the amount of people you date in your lifetime. You might fall in love with 3 people or 1, whatever. Me and my roommates last night were talking, and we think we have a weird feeling that these 2 are going to make it, because Ashley doesn't strike me as a person who's going to want to go on and be a TV host and this and that, and want to be everywhere in the media. She seems like a genuine, like a down-to-earth girl who just wants to continue being a dentist and who is sincerely in love with JP, and she just is way too down-to-earth to get caught up in all that. From what I see. I mean, Ashley Spivey knows her. I don't know.
Just as a side note, are you and Craig in the same closet?
I mean, you know. Wait, is Craig coming out of the closet?
Oh no!
I'm coming out of your closet.
All right, Craig.
That closet.
Craig, 15 seconds. What do you think?
There's a lot more in that closet.
Oh God.
Oh jeez. Now you know what I really think. Actually, Spivey, I think she's still in school, right? I mean, she's still in school left.
She has like a
month left.
Yeah, well, I think what she really has to do is not do anything else for right now, like entertainment-wise. Go back, finish up school before she. I didn't hear what she said about moving in with him, but I hope she finishes school before she does that. And I think after that, I mean, she should look for a job as a dentist, what she was going to do before the show, and he should go back to what he did. And I think if they do that, if they continue along with their plans that they had before the Bachelor or Bachelorette ever came along, I think that they have a good shot at making it.
Junior, are you with Wes on crackheads and strippers, or what are your thoughts?
No, there's absolutely no way it's going to work, and I'll tell you why. It's not because Ashley's not a down-to-earth, level-headed girl. It's because JP, you don't see the guy relax. He's never relaxed. He's always talking about someone else taking his time, taking his affection away from her. He's the most uptight, jealous, controlling person on that whole show. And it's going to be no different when he's off it. It's going to intensify when people are constantly looking at him. He's
Absolutely.
Not gonna He's going to freak out. He's going to flip out. It's not going to work. No way. No way.
Marissa, this is your... What were you going to say, Wes? Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, never mind. I'll get hate mail. Y'all pass it on.
You sissy.
You'll find him at a local gay bar. I'm telling you, there's something... I think this guy's got sugar in him. I swear to God.
JP?
Oh my God.
Come on.
I'm just, hey, look, I can smell that from a mile away.
JP?
Hey, look, he's talking about where
No.
his fingernails done. Come on.
He is so bad.
Oh, man. All right, Marissa, what are your thoughts?
I was so happy to hear that, like, right away, let's be in the same area, be together, because I think that's exactly what, you need to do in order to even try and make it work. I think that they're giving it the best shot, and it's seeing how it lasts outside of the show. You could have, if she picked the person that everybody thought that was the perfect person for them, it's still a toss-up in the air as to whether or not it's going to work. No matter how perfect you could be, because life outside the show is life outside the show. It's totally different than what they experienced and went through. So I think they're giving themselves the best shot to make it, and I like the fact that they're doing that and not just trying to play it out on separate coasts or see what's going to happen on their own time. I like that they're really jumping in and going for it.
Is it really the smartest? Sorry, is it really the smartest thing to move right away after only dating somebody for 2 months?
I say
just in the real world.
I say in the area, maybe not necessarily together, but I definitely think in the same area, so they can actually have a functioning
I did. I mean,
dating
honestly,
relationship.
Ryan said that if he had his druthers about him, he would have gotten married on the spot.
But people got married a lot younger back then.
Oh, Dave.
So
Come on, you're
whenever I see you, and I have no idea what that's going to be, but I'm coming to Florida, I'm going to find you.
Trista, don't worry. I'm going to do a Florida reunion this year. You can get Dave.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, because if you remember, technically they're engaged. Like, she's a ring on her finger, so if you're engaged, you should be ready to move in with each other.
Well, I agree with Jason on this. I'm gonna go with Jason on this.
The engagement, I mean, realistically, we all know it is an engagement, but it's more of like, let's continue to date more seriously. But, you know, and I can just talk about my experience with Molly, is that we went long distance for about a year, and there was a point initially we were like, well, we couldn't even move in together because we don't even know each other that well. I mean, let's get to know each other at least, maybe for another 2 months or 3 months, but take the show out of it. If you knew somebody for 2 months, would you be willing to move in with them right away, even if you felt like you're going to stay with them forever?
But I feel like if you're engaged, you need to be committed, and being committed to me is moving forward, and for me it was moving in with him. Totally.
Yeah, I think
I see both your points.
With everyone, but
I dated Ann on and off for about a year, and then when I proposed, she still wouldn't move in with me. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but you know, she was like, you know, I just always, you know, kind of grew up around the whole morals of I'm not going to live with someone until I'm married, and call it old-fashioned, call it whatever.
Yeah,
you
right.
want.
It was totally you.
Tristan, I see where you're coming from, and Jason, I see where you're coming from as well. So I could go on either side of the fence on that one.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
If it was pushed or not.
Yeah, totally. We're gonna move on to the other side of the fence here. Bachelor Pad previews. I want to know what everybody thinks of the pad.
God.
I'm gonna start off with Dave and Natalie since they have the most experience with this. Dave, is it gonna be a shit show, or you? What do you think? You think Ray Barr is gonna bend that William dude over the pool, or what?
It is going to be a shit show. I mean, I've already, you know, the Jake and Vienna thing going down. You got, you know, Graham on there. You got, I mean, there's a lot. There's Holly, Mike. It's going to be a shit show. I don't even know what to say. I mean, you got, how many? You got like 6 out of 9 girls with fake boobs, a bunch of good-looking dudes. I mean, people are going to be hooking up. I've already heard there's like 4 relationships coming out of it or something. People, I don't know.
Natalie, what do you think? Good
I
TV or Pound Town?
It's going to be amazing TV. I cannot wait. It's going to be a complete shit show. And I actually texted Chris Harris the day after the 10-minute promo, and I said, wow, that is insane, wow. And he texts back right away. He goes, it is certainly not the same season that you and Dave were on. Because this is the difference. When Dave and I and Wes and Kovacs were on, we didn't know that Bachelor was in existence. So we were just making friendships because we wanted to be friends with each other. Now, all these characters, this new one, are already manipulating each other before the show to become friends for, you know, their own selfish reasons, and it's just going to explode, and I can't wait. It's going to be so freaking good. Hookups, drama, crying.
The biggest thing that was funny to me was I think you're going to see true colors of people that no one ever knew. You know, like in the previews you see the Gia calling Graham a backstabber. Well, everybody thinks Graham's just a cute little model boy who's perfect. Well, I think people are going to see Graham's true colors. You see... what's her face?
What about Gia's true colors? It could be Gia's true colors.
Yep.
You know, you can't judge it off a promo.
No, totally, and that's what I'm saying. But we know these people personally, so we know how people think of these people. We know how these people really are. And I think it's going to be interesting to see, you know, like they're calling Blake out for hooking up with 2 girls. You know, Blake, everybody might think Blake's a good dude. I don't know Blake. I'm not judging him, but could Blake be the player? The true colors are going to come out once the show happens.
Hold on, Jesse. This is hilarious. So I was looking at William's Twitter bio, and it says Bachelorette Season 7 and an extra on the Vienna and Casey show. I thought that was really funny.
That's awesome. Trista, what do you think? What do you think of this new season of Pad? You've seen the previews. You going to tune in?
Oh, hell yes. I'm very excited. I love me some drama, and there will surely be lots of it, so it should be fun.
Love it. Ashley, Spivey, what do you think? What's the thing in the previews that caught your eye the most?
Well, it looks like a train wreck, but I'm really excited for Michelle to kind of get her redemption, for everyone to see what she's really like, that she's not evil and she's not crazy, that she's actually a really sweet person.
Fair enough. Craig R., my attorney buddy, what do you think?
Well, listen, anytime you need a 3-hour preview show or 3-hour debut, premiere, I think that says that there's a lot going on in that show. And that's just one night. To make a 3-hour show out of one night tells you there's a lot of drama. I'm hoping my buddy Casey just keeps his cool a little bit around Jake and doesn't end up like trying to knock him out, because I think that was his original plan going in. And
I kind of hope he does knock him out. Yeah, I would
Come
love
on,
to see
crazy.
Jake could go get a nose job, man. It'd be perfect.
This is the end-all be-all of the Bachelor franchise. This is like belongs on MTV.
Oh
This is
man,
bad. This is
Mesnick,
bad.
what did you see from the previews, buddy, that caught your eye?
I honestly can't understand why Jake went and did it. I mean, I don't know how they pulled him in. I don't know what he was thinking. But in the end, I think she's right. Hopefully, like I met Michelle when we were down there filming last weekend, and she is sweet as can be. And I could not even believe how different she was from how they showed her on TV. But we'll see. I'm excited to see. I didn't watch a lot of the Bachelorette, but I am excited for Bachelorette.
No doubt. Marissa, what are your thoughts?
Being a newbie to everybody, I think some of you have said, I'm just excited to kind of see the true colors come out on some people. I think when second you throw money involved in a situation, you get a totally different person. So it'll be interesting to see who stays true to what we saw in all the seasons and who kind of changes a little bit, because money's involved and people will do almost anything to do it. I mean, I think that's why you have shows like this. So it'll be interesting to see.
No doubt. Wes, what do you think, buddy? They going to pull out all the stops, limos, strippers, the whole nine?
Number one, let me apologize to JP. I really like the guy. Number two.
Bye-bye.
Number two.
Wes, put your pipe down. We can't hear you.
He got signed off again, I think.
Apparently.
He got his apology in.
Yeah, I got my apology in. I was actually supposed to be on the Bachelor Pad too. And I guess it was because of the Vienna and the Jake and the Gia thing. But I'm just so old. I'm too old for that shit.
So is his internet connection. Oh, man.
He's probably stealing it.
Absolute shit show. Absolute shit show. Shih Tzu. It's going to be a Shih Tzu.
Fair enough.
It's a Shih Tzu.
I would have done it again. 250 grand.
What do you think, man?
Got my own TV show.
I think you guys are all spot on. It's going to be chaos. I mean, I talked to every one of the guys before the show when they were asking about it. I've talked of the non-Bachelorette recent season guys. And then I talked to a bunch of them since. I was with Stagger On over the past weekend, and everyone says the same thing when they come through Bachelor Pad. I mean, I don't know if Dave, Wes, Natalie, Kovacs would agree with me, but it's hard. It's much harder than the other show. There's a lot more strategy, and it's your friends. So it's a hard show to go through. Michael was already, exhausted from it. The other guys I've talked to are cool experience, but man, that was exhausting. So I think we're going to see a lot of drama. As far as Michelle goes, he said she was the sweetest girl ever. I was friends with her friends way before even Bachelor who raved about her, so I was surprised to see the edit she got on the last show. So I'm looking forward to redemption for those who deserve it.
Fair enough. Kovacs, last but not least, buddy, what caught your eye off the previews? What are you excited to see, and what are you excited not to see?
I'll tell you this much. Doesn't matter, because we wake up every morning, and by 10:30, I was hammered. To be truthful, I'm excited. The thing I'm most excited about is to see who gets kicked off the first episode.
Hi, Malls. Sorry to butt in, Kovacs.
Molly.
Malls.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Molly, I can't see her.
Molly, don't go anywhere. You and Trista have a little announcement after Kovacs is done here.
Oh, yeah, totally. Perfect.
Perfect. Kovacs, sorry to interrupt, buddy. Go back.
Oh, Molly's much more
see her.
interesting than what I was going to say, but I'll finish up with this. To get kicked off the first episode, as we all know here that we're on the show, you have to be a complete idiot, and nobody likes you if you get kicked off the first show. So it's going to be interesting to see who that is. I feel sorry for them right now.
Fair enough. Guys, sorry for the echo. It's because somebody unplugged their headphones. I'm sure it's Jason and Molly, so they can both hear. That's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. Molly and Trista, you guys have a little bit of announcement. I'll let you guys take it away.
Oh, Trista, go ahead.
Hey, thanks, Griff. So, for all the people who are watching, we put together this little charity auction. I was going through my closet a while ago after all the tornadoes happened and really wanted to do something to give back. And so I contacted all of these guys and all the other people that I've met through The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. What is that? And
Wes, put the baby down. Wes, put the baby down.
Sorry.
And a bunch of people, I think over 30 people from the shows have donated, including, let's see, Marissa, Jesse, Ashley, Molly and Jason, Dave, Kipton, from here, Craig, who am I missing? But I first of all just want to thank you to all of you here who donated. I hope, I'm crossing my fingers that we're going to raise a lot of money for the American Red Cross. The auction starts on Friday, and you can go to shopedropoff.com and you can see all the goods and hopefully bid on whatever you like, including, if you can believe it, those horrendous green shorts that Ed wore on Jillian's. Anyway.
Those are going to go for a lot.
No doubt
I
about it.
hope so.
Trista.
Yeah.
Hey, do I still have time to send?
Do you want to? I can call him. Yeah.
I know. I keep forgetting. It's annoying. Sorry.
I know. Seriously, you're on my shit list. No,
I don't want to do that.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, it's
All
all
right,
good.
guys. We got 2 minutes left. I just want to make an announcement. We will be back next week for the Bachelor Pad Beatdown. We're not going anywhere. Hopefully, Jason and Molly can join us. I would love to get their input. And until next week, guys, we're out.
Peace.